Traders, Zelman here. It's 2:02 in the afternoon, December 2nd, 2014, Tuesday afternoon. We just finished our previous tutorial, should be uploaded sometime this evening. For JetBlue, it looks like it's a buy again. Remember, we profited twice in JetBlue, but it looks like it's going higher. We got our 1474, it's 10 cents higher. Perform support, looks like a reversal head and shoulders in play. We're longing JetBlue at the current market price at 14.85, and we'll place our stop order a penny below today's low at $14.57. I'll pause it here, provide you guys another update when I see another position to get into, or if I'm going to trail up, I'll stop or get out of JetBlue. Talk to you guys soon. Hey traders, Zelman here. It's 3:47 in the afternoon, December 2nd, 2014. We want a long Alibaba right now at these levels at 109.44 right here at market. And we also want to place our stop order at, just bear with me, we want to place our stop order right here. I believe that's the accurate area. And just low, just bear with me, 107.56, okay? That's our stop order, 107.56. All right, so that's where we're placing our stop for for Alibaba at 107.56. I'll pause it right here and looking into getting long Zillow. Just haven't made that statement yet, but I'll pause right here for now and I'll see if we'll long it moving forward. So now we're going to long Zillow's 3:48 in the afternoon and just check the daily chart. I like what it did. So I want to long Zillow right here at market at 113.49. So we're going to go long Zillow and we're going to place a stop order a penny below today's low at 110.25. So a penny below that at 110.24. I'll pause this tutorial and provide you an update after the market close. Traders, Zelman here right now. It's 8:55 p.m. on December 2nd, 2014. Just providing you an update since the market closed. What I wanted to do prior to giving you this update, just wanted to tell you the structure of how World Trading Institute teaches individuals how to trade. And we teach individuals how to trade based on risk per trade rather than all different sorts of ways that individuals trade. That an individual gets into would be anywhere from $300 to $350 per trade. I mean, that's my average, sometimes more, sometimes less. That's pretty much my average. When an individual starts trading, they should risk about $100 to $150 per trade starting just to get comfortable, gain their confidence, and, you know, realize they know what they're doing before they can continue raising the stakes on a per trade basis. For example, we long JetBlue at 14.85 today, right? So we longed a couple of 5 cents of where it is right now at 14.90. However, our stop order is at 14.57. So we're taking pretty much what, a 30-cent risk. So we can take 1,000 shares. You know, if it stops us out 14.57, we lost $300 on 1,000 shares. Okay, for Zillow, we longed at 113.49. Our stop order is at 110.24, right? So our risk is about $3.25 per share, $3.25 per share. So like I said, we only can risk $300 to $350 per trade. So we can pick up 100 shares, that's $325 if it goes against us and stops us out at 110.24. And for Alibaba, we longed at 109.44. And right now it's at 110.59, so we're up a point. However, our stop order is at 107.56. So we were taking an original 2-point risk, and we're risking 2 points, so it's 150 shares, and if it goes down 2 points, we lose $300. So that's why our stop order is at 107.56, about a 2-point risk. Okay, so every trade we get into, we base our trade on a risk per trade basis, not on a risk per share basis. So on a per trade, moving forward, and you know all the previous tutorials, we take a risk of anywhere from $300 to $350 per trade. You know, obviously when confident, and if you're starting the beginning first paper trade, use the same strategies, 300 to 300 per trade as your risk factor on any given trade. and see how this works for you. And then, you can start trading maybe $100 to $200 per trade. As your confidence level grows and you understand the market's better, you can increase it to 250, 350, 500,000 per trade, whatever you're comfortable with and whatever you can afford. All right, so that's what I wanted to provide you, information on how World Trading Institute teaches individuals how to trade, provide a trading structure on what you risk on any given trade. All right, so let's go back to providing you pretty much of what happened throughout the day. We got into position on JetBlue, Zillow, and Baba pretty much in the late afternoon. We got in at Baba. We'll start off with Baba first. We got along at 109.44. Our stop is at 107.56. Currently, it's at 110.59. We're up about, I don't know, about $1.15 or so per share. Our stop order stays the same currently. We're not going to change anything in Alibaba as of right now. Our stop order stays where it is. We're not going to change that. For Zillow, well, let's go first JetBlue. For JetBlue, we long JetBlue originally at 14.85. Like I said, our stop order is at 14.57. They're pretty much at 30 cents risk, a little bit less of that. Right now it's at 14.90. We're up 5 cents on the 1,000 shares. Okay, so it's perfectly fine. And now let's go into Zillow. Zillow, we longed Zillow at 113.49. Right, currently it's at 113.99, so we're up about 50 cents per share. And like I said, our stop is at 110.24. So even though we got in at the end of the day, all three stocks are higher at the end of close from the position we got into. I believe all the stops that I entered for each position is accurate. I'm going to pause it here and provide you an update sometime tomorrow during the trading hours. Remember, this tutorial is brought to you by WorldTradingInstitute.com. Go to our site, review up the upcoming courses, and take a course with us. There's tuition reimbursements involved, and you can even receive a diploma from World Trading Institute for being an active trader and understanding how the financial trading markets work. I'll start this tutorial again tomorrow during trading hours. Have a great evening. Traders, good morning. 9:40 a.m. on December 3rd, 2014. Market opened up just about 10 minutes ago, a little bit more than that, 11 minutes ago. Let's take a look at what Alibaba's doing. Alibaba's currently up about a point or so. We picked up Baba at 109.44. It's at 110.88. JetBlue gapped down, but closed its gap within the first 10 minutes, and it seems like it's trying to pull through and go higher. Remember, we got long JetBlue, I believe, at 14.85. Right now, it's at 14.91. And for Zillow, we longed Zillow yesterday at 113.49, and currently it's at 115.01. We have our stop orders still placed in all of them at the same place. For JetBlue, our stop orders at 14.57. For Zillow, our stop order is 110.24. And for Alibaba, our stop order is 107.56. I'll pause it here and provide you guys another update soon. Remember, this tutorial is brought to you by WorldTradingInstitute.com. Traders, 11:31 in the morning, December 3rd, 2014. JetBlue dropped and took us out at 14.57, our stop order, and then bounced right back up. It's at 14.70 currently. We got stopped out. However, it seems like Zillow's going our way, and Bob is still fighting pretty much where the territory of where it closed yesterday, and we'll see where it'll go moving forward. But we got stopped out at JetBlue. That's a $300 loss. We got stopped out at our first stop order at 7. I'll provide you guys another update soon. Traders, update real quick, 1:58 in the afternoon, December 3rd, 2014. Alibaba found support. I put support levels. These are the two support levels right here. I guess this is the third support level down right here. This is the resistance level. Found support level bouncing up higher, looking good for us. It's at 110.45. We got in long at 109.44. Our stop order is 107.56. Nothing has changed. For JetBlue, we got stopped out at JetBlue. We longed at 14.85. We got stopped out at 14.57. So we lost $300 there. And this is Netflix over here. Remember, in our last tutorial, we got out at 344.72. We were short at 364.12. Right now it's
354, 62, bounce back up. We got that position at the right time, at the moment, at the right moment. Now let's just go back into Zillow real quick. Let's take a look at that, see how that's faring. All right, well, Zillow's pretty choppy right now. Been trading sideways ever since. We longed at 113.49. Our stop is at 110.24. However, currently it's at 115.85, so we're up about 2 points, 2.5 points or so on Zillow. It's trading sideways, stabilizing. I don't like this pattern over here. It could look like a head and shoulders. That's different than a reversal head and shoulders. It's completely the opposite. So we have one shoulder right here. Looks like a head over here, and looks like a shoulder over here. However, it's trading sideways and it's choppy. Hopefully, it will just continue that pattern and will not deteriorate further before the market close today. There's an additional 2 hours. Market closes 4 p.m. I'll pause it here, provide you guys another update soon. Remember, this tutorial is brought to you by WorldTradingInstitute.com. Courses are available now. Go take a look at it. Remember, that's WorldTradingInstitute.com. Traders, 2:19 in the afternoon, December 3rd, 2014. Looks like this neckline's about to close, break. This red bar is about to close underneath this neckline for this head and shoulders pattern. So if it does that, it could head lower. Just want to see how much lower. You see, it just closed right there. This is the next support level. We'll watch it from this point on. Traders, Zelman here. The market just closed roughly 22 minutes ago, providing you an update. We'll start with BABA. We purchased BABA at 109.44. Our stop order was at 107.56. We adjusted it to 109.33. Currently, it's trading at 110.54. We're not changing anything over there. For JetBlue, we got stopped out. We're long at 14.85. We got stopped out at 14.57. Just about 30-cent risk on 1,000 shares to a loss of $300. For Zillow, traded sideways after this head and shoulders patterns that I showed you, and it broke its neckline. However, the second support level, it held there, formed higher in the last 10 minutes, showed further support. We're still long Alibaba, remember, we're still long Zillow. Remember, we longed at 113.49, and our stop order was at 110.24, and we increased it right now to 112.75. I'll pause it here, provide you guys an update sometime tomorrow during trading hours. Remember, this tutorial is brought to you by WorldTradingInstitute.com. Traders, real quick, the Alibaba stop order, I stated the wrong price at 109.33. We need to readjust it to 108.79. So we're going to readjust it down about an additional 50 to 55 cents wherever it is. Do apologize about that, but our stop should be adjusted from 109.33 to 108.79. I'll pause it here, provide you guys another update sometime tomorrow, December 4th, during live trading hours. Traders, it's December 4th, 2014, roughly 12:52 in the afternoon. Just giving you a follow-up for Alibaba. Remember, we longed at 109.44. Currently, it's at 109.85. It touched the lows of 108.96 this night. However, we adjusted it to 108.79. Our stop order will stay there, 108.79. For JetBlue, we got out yesterday. Remember, we got stopped out at 14.57. Right now, it's at 15.19. It was even as high as 15.61. Where it stopped us out yesterday, it was pretty much the lows of the day right there at 57. Took us out, traded sideways, gapped up. You know, pretty much went up a point higher from where we got stopped out. It happens to a lot of traders, not only myself. You know, it's going to happen to you too as well. That's part of trading. You can't always be right. It's just really terrible when you get stopped out at the low and then next day it moves up a point. For Zillow. Zillow, we longed at 113.49. We have our stop order that we adjusted to 112.75. As you can see, it didn't hit 112.75 at all today. Today, actually, its lows was 114.15. However, all our stops in currently in Alibaba at Alibaba at 108.79 and Zillow at 112.75 are at the same place. We're not adjusting anything. The stop orders stay the same. I'll pause it here and provide you guys another update real soon. Remember, this tutorial is brought to you by WorldTradingInstitute.com. Traders, it's 2:18 in the afternoon, December 4, 2014. It looks like there is a sideways choppy market. However, it looks like the trend is going downwards. So there's something to pay attention to. Let me just show you a couple of trend lines over here. You know what? Let me remove all first. Let me show you what's going on in Alibaba. Right. This is its trend line. I mean, it's not perfect, but you can see it formed another downward, right? Something like that. So this downward trend on Alibaba looks strong. However, we also have an upward trend, right? It's indecisive. That's something to look for. It's a really choppy market. I mean, that goes for everything. I mean, just take a look. Let me just clear this as well. Let me just back it up. Let's see what it did the last couple of days. Give us a good understanding. Well, let's do this. Trend line. Alright, so let's just zoom it in, see what that looks like. Oh, can't even do that. Zoom it in like this. Okay, so you see how it's at it. We'll see where it goes moving forward. Let me just go to 1 day. The trend line will disappear now. But we get the idea. I'll try to do something similar. I believe it was around like that or something of that nature. Right? Whoops. Okay, so that's what it'll look like, something like that. Will it hold? It doesn't look like it'll hold. It actually looks like they're all heading lower right now. Just how far lower, I really do not know. I don't know if this is a shaky sideways market, because what it can do is technically on all three, and that's why we haven't moved our stop orders, it could trade around, say, this range, right? It could trade up to about 109.20 and trail back up. And same thing, we got a gap play over here. So same thing for JetBlue, right? And we have, oh, sorry. Oh, let's try that again. And we go back to the guideline, and we have also right here. Okay, so there's a lot of sideways trading. It's not a huge movement either way, but when you start looking, this is all on a 10-minute chart, a 1 day time chart. So it shows today's day and yesterday, the previous day. So it's a 1 day chart. You can go to today's chart just to see if today. Obviously, each bar is 10 minutes. Each candlestick represents 10 minutes. But when you go into the daily, each candlestick represents a 1 day. Okay, so now we're looking at the daily chart. Well, we do see like a strong reversal head and shoulders play, but we also see a possible M wedge, and it all really depends what it does here. So I rather stay long and be wrong and get stopped out than assume it's going lower and just flip my order. So I want to see what it actually does before I execute my order out. See, so it's a lot of choppy trading here. For Alibaba, it could be the same thing. I mean, it could trail down to 109.20 and then continue bouncing upward. So there's a lot of choppy trading. I'll show you what Alibaba is doing on the daily. And you see how over here it formed a doji right here. So you see here's resistance. It's a gap play at doji confirming resistance. And you got a huge... Let me see if I could do this for you guys. So you got a huge downtrend. All right, you see that on Alibaba right now. Okay, and remember we're long. Okay, I'll put a guideline. This is its resistance level right there. It hasn't closed its gap. Also formed a doji. So we have 3 levels of resistance right here, right? And don't forget, we also saw well, we saw lower resistance levels appear, and we also saw lower support levels created, right? 1, 2, and this is the third one. So it seems like the trend is shifting for Alibaba, and we're long right now. Okay, so you know we obviously longed it prior to on the bounce over here. Well, we got in short, and we longed it, but sometimes it takes a while to see the pattern before it happens. And you see, like, we got an M wedge. Remember, we shorted M wedge. We got out here, went up, and we decided to get long. But this picture now is not looking good. It shows maybe a continuation of a short. So what we want to do is pay attention to that, right? But is it a short? Well, it could hold here and trade sideways. And let's just go back into the daily chart and trade sideways and trade above this uptrend, which will then create buyers or help create buyers to push it up and trade above this gap and close its gap, which indicates a continuation going higher. But it's still too early to tell, so we need to watch it like a key, we need to watch it like a hawk. And same thing with Zillow. You see how Zillow, like, it trades sideways, it's choppy, continues going back upwards or bouncing upwards. The market's pretty much trading sideways for the last, I'm not going to say last all day today, because it did have a rapid downswing into an upswing at the open into the early morning, into the afternoon, and pretty much trading sideways. It pretty much took back all its losses and pretty much flatlined for the day. And that's why we're seeing the markets pretty much trade sideways and choppy, pretty much following the indexes. It seems like a lot of traders are paying attention to the indices, and they're gonna base their trade on which way the index wants to go. So I'll pause it here. I'll provide you guys another update sometime, hopefully throughout today's trading day. It's 2:24 in the afternoon on December 4th, 2014. Provide you guys another update soon. Remember, this tutorial is brought to you by WorldTradingInstitute.com. Courses are available right now. Go to WorldTradingInstitute.com and review our courses. Traders, 2:49 in the afternoon, December 4, 2014. It's a moment of truth right now for, it looks like, the market in general. So if you notice, we have our trend lines on all of these stocks. If it breaks through this uptrend, I am looking to get out. That goes for Alibaba and Zillow. JetBlue we already out of. Remember, we took a 30 cents loss, total of $300. However, if this goes under this trend line, this uptrend, and same for Zillow and Baba, the uptrend, what's going to happen is we want to get out of position. But I need it to close a solid bar. Okay, what I mean is I have to wait for this time frame to close, which is an additional, well, I believe this time frame just opened, but we have an additional 10 minutes, right? So at 3 o'clock, I have to see in Alibaba it stay above this uptrend. If it goes down in the next 10 minutes and then trails back up but closes above this white trend, this upwards trend line right here, at this point, then it's a buy, okay? So we have to wait, and we're in this position, and there's only one way to find out. In the next 10 minutes or so, we should know if we're going to get stopped out, or, if we should execute out of a position, or if it will continue to go higher. Remember, currently our stop order is at 108.79. So if it closes to 109, let's say 15 or 109.10 or even 109.25, chances are I'll get out and I'll flip my order. All right, and same thing goes for Zillow. And the reason for this is, remember, we're looking at the trends, right? So if the market wants to go belly up today, this is coming into tomorrow, the market can drop extremely, right? And don't forget, some reports are coming out tomorrow. I think it's deployment. I'm not sure, to tell you the truth. I don't want to make an assumption. However, that can also play a toll into the market collapsing further. We can see it can also form some type of stabilization, but the way things looking right now, and if it does break below, well, let me go to the 1 day. If it does break below this bar, right, this uptrend, chances are it's going lower. All right, so I'll pause it here. I'll provide you guys an update soon. Traders, if you notice right now, it's 3:01 in the afternoon, and look what happened. You see, it formed that hammer, You see what I mean? Do not jump the gun. Can it go lower? Maybe. It maybe could because there's a downtrend, right? It maybe could just go lower. However, it confirmed support where I stated was support. So the fact that it closed above this and I noticed that it could do that just shows that it's in the trading range right now. We'll see what happens moving forward. And it's safe to say that I can place my stop order now a penny below this or 2 pennies below this. But what I'm going to do instead of placing my stop over here, we have more support here and more support here. So my stop order should be over here at 108.879, which it currently is, okay? So since this was a true bottom and it tried this morning to break it through and it confirmed the support level, and then it tried again just now, literally 10 minutes ago, and again it looks like it hasn't, but it looks like it's confirming support. So we know that there is buyers at these levels, these lower levels, trying to hold it up. Fact remains, are there more sellers than buyers right now? It's in this trading range, right? But the trading range looks like a stronger downward trend than this upward trend, but the buyers kept stepping in at these price levels. Now, if we go back and we take a look at the 60-minute, it looks more bearish than bullish, right? Look how bearish this looks than bullish. I mean, if you took the course with me, you would understand why it looks more bearish than bullish. However, this is a 60-minute. What is this? A doji right there at support level. So it could turn around here and form support. Now, a lot of people possibly got into the short here, and going short isn't a bad idea. However, we got into position believing it's going higher, and we still have this idea that it's going higher on the time frames that we have seen, and we trailed up our stop order to protect our losses. However, it doesn't look good for us, but we're not out yet because there's support holding. So we have to continuously see what it will do. Now, however, if it does break through our stop at 108.79 and stops us out, right? What we want to do is then go short Alibaba. Once again, in our previous tutorial we were short, we went long. So what we went long here with a stop order currently at 108.79. We got long at 109.44. So we're possibly taking about a 50 cents risk than our original 2 points that we have taken earlier when we got into Alibaba. Okay, so right now it's at 109.59. However, when it hits 108.79, we get out. Not only do we get out of position, but we go short at the same price. So what we do, we right now place a sell stop limit order or a sell stop order at 108.79. Okay? So that's what we'll do at the same price as our sell limit order. This way, excuse me, our buy limit order. So this way what we do is we cover, I apologize. Let me repeat that. I'm confusing myself right now. There's a lot of orders that you have to take into consideration. Right now, we have a sell limit order at 108.79. Right? We're also going to place a sell stop order at 108.79. What this does is when it hits 108.79, not only do we get out of our long position, but we go short when it hits that market price. So theoretically, we're not only selling the shares that we got getting out of position, but we're also selling some more shares to get in short. Okay? And I'll pause it right here. Might have been a little confused me a little bit. And but I'll provide you guys another update real soon. Let me just go back into 10-minute one day, and as you can see, it's doing that as well. And you know, we may consider doing that with Zillow as well. But I'll pause it here and provide you guys an update soon. Traders, 3:42 in the afternoon, and take a look at Alibaba. You see how it trailed up this hammer, The hammer failed. However, remember I said that doesn't look that strong. Could go lower. It has, but remember we have our stop order penny below this low right here. So we can maybe see a possible bounce. We took the strongest support level, which is the lowest level. For JetBlue, you see it trading sideways. It's choppy. It looks like Zillow's doing the same thing. It's a little choppy, but the market crashed recently. The Dow was down, I think, as much as 60 to 70 points at one point. Now it's down as much. I'll tell you the truth, it does moving forward. Still kind of look healthy. We'll see what it does. For some reason, every time it did trail down, buyers came back in either the same day or the previous day, the following day, and pushed it back up. I'll pause it here and provide you guys another update real soon. Let me just get back into the Zillow and put it on the one-day chart. Talk to you guys soon. It's 3:44 in the afternoon, 16 minutes before the market closed. Just to give you a heads up, tomorrow morning the economic data is coming out. So that's what's happening tomorrow. It wasn't the unemployment. I do apologize. It's the economic data that's being released tomorrow. So we'll see what happens moving forward tomorrow. The stock market does look, well, the stocks I'm in does look like they're forming more of a stronger resistance. However, we need to get stopped out for us to be proven wrong. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pause it here, then provide you guys another update after the market close. Traders, Zelman here, 3:50 in the afternoon, December 4th, 2014. Just formed a doji right here at the support level. So you can see it bounce higher, hopefully. If not, if it does go lower, it pretty much will stop us out, prior to the market close and will make us go short, which I'm a fan of. Okay, so if it does happen moving forward, I'd be happy to take the short. If it doesn't happen, then stay long. Either way, I'm confident if it hits that price, it'll go one way or the other. So I'm comfortable with the orders I have in place. Okay, and take a look at Zillow real quick, 10-minute one day. Looks like it's trying to rebound prior to the market close. A lot of choppy sideways trading here for the day. And I'll pause it here. I'll provide you guys an update right after the market close. So let's see if the Dow can cover back most of its losses in the next 9 minutes or so, considering the fact that the buyers were always pushing back up after some type of decline, either prior to the close or the following day. So we'll see what happens moving forward. Traders, 5:04 in the afternoon, December 4th, 2014. Our stop order stays the same for Alibaba. Remember, our stop order for Alibaba is 108.79. If it hits, it goes under. If it hits 108.79, we get out of our long position. We get stopped out, but at the same time, we go short as well. Okay, so that's what we have for Alibaba. Remember, we have two sell stop limit order. Well, we have sell stop orders at 108.79. Moving forward, if we do get stopped out, we'll go short. We get stopped out, get out of position for about a 50-cent loss on Alibaba. However, that's 150 shares, so that's a loss of $75. And then we're going in short. So remember, we're already down 300 in JetBlue. We'll see if we get stopped out, and if we do, we'll go short, but we're down only 75 on Alibaba. Zillow looked like it went higher at the end of the day, last 10 minutes. Still looking good for us as far as somewhat of a long. Doesn't look too bad, but what we have to look out for tomorrow is the economic news, right? If the economic data comes out terrible, most of our stocks could gap down and head lower. If it's good, it could gap up, hold the support levels where they are, especially for Alibaba, and continue to go higher. So we'll see what happens with the markets moving forward, coming tomorrow during Friday, December 5th, 2014. It's following market hours. I'll provide you guys an update then. Remember, this tutorial is brought to you by WorldTradingInstitute.com. Traders, 9:33 in the morning, Friday, December 5th, 2014. Looks like the market's up about 50 plus points. The very first 3 minutes of the market open. Alibaba gapped up, looking good. It opened up at just about 109 and change, 109.60 or so, and currently at 109.99. It opened up at 109.59. You see the Dow going here moving forward. Remember, there's another 6 minutes before this candlestick time frame closes. Alright, so I'll provide you guys another update real soon. Remember, our stop order for Zillow is at 112.75. Hit a low today of 114.05. And for Alibaba, our stop order is 108.79. And right now it's at 109.83. I'll pause it right here, provide you guys an update real soon. Remember, this tutorial is brought to you by WorldTradingInstitute.com. Traders, 10:01 in the morning, December 5th, 2014. We got stopped at Alibaba and went short. Remember, we had our stop order right over here at 108.79. You see that right there? It took us out. It filled us at 108.91, and we got in short at 108.92. Okay? So we're short now. It went back up, but we're still short, and our stop order is going to be a penny above today's high at 110.35. So we lost about $100 on Baba. So we lost 300 on JetBlue, 100 on Baba. We're down $400 right now. So we'll see what happens moving forward. But I believe Baba is a short. So, hopefully it'll continue going our way moving forward. And remember, we got in 108.92 and our stop order is a penny above today's high at 110.36. Traders, take a look at Zillow, up 3 points and change right now, up about 2.5%, almost 2.75% at 118.40. Remember, we picked up Zillow at 113.49. Our original stop order was 110.24. We adjusted it to 112.75. Remember, we have 100 shares because we risk anywhere from $300, $350. And we made, when we longed Zillow at 113.49, we placed a stop at 110.24. Just about $325 or so on the 100 share risk. However, if we get out right now, we're looking at about a $500 profit. However, we're not going to get out because I believe Zillow will go higher moving forward if it stays at this level or continues to go higher from here on out. I'll pause it here, provide you guys another update soon. Alibaba is still trading sideways. Remember, we're short. We flipped our order. We'll see what happens coming soon. Traders, 11:31 in the morning, December 5th, 2014. Let's start out with Alibaba. Looks like it went down further. Remember, we got short at 108.92 with a stop order a penny above today's high at 110.36. For the Dow Jones, it looks like we have a bull flag continues going upwards. Seems like it's going to continue going upwards. Remember I said yesterday, it seems like for every time it goes down, the buyers come in at the end of the day. Or if they weren't successful that day, they'll push it up the following day. Well, that's what happened, right? So the market closed here yesterday after this drop. Buyers stepped in at the open, went higher. Looks like a bull flag might form a new high today. For Zillow, we have a little sideways trading, but it does look like it's trying to form some type of resistance here. We'll see if it consolidates here or, it forms some type of resistance and maybe will bounce a little lower. I expect everything to bounce throughout the day once it makes a pop. I do not expect a huge upward move or a huge downward move without a bounce in play. So it's about 11:30 right now. So the market's open till 4, so we can see a bounce happening on Zillow. Maybe it could bounce to 117 and change before it goes higher. For Alibaba, looking good. Remember, we flipped our order. We placed a stop order at 108.79 with another sell stop order at 108.79. And what happens, it flipped our order from being long to short. And we got in short right here. And remember, our stop order is right now at 110.36. It looks like it's going lower. Alibaba short is looking healthy for us. So we'll see what happens moving forward. I'll pause it right here, provide you guys another update soon. Traders, another quick update. Look at Zillow. It's 12:04 in the afternoon, December 5th. Take a look at Zillow over here. It's still going higher. It didn't even consolidate it for about 40-50 minutes. Seems like it's continued going higher. Right now, Zillow is actually at about $120 flat right now, up about almost 5 points for the day. Um, for Alibaba, seems like it's trying to fight and form some support over here. This is resistance right here. Then there's another one right here, and there's another one right here. Then obviously the high of today. Now, it would be smart for a day trader to decrease his stop order to above this red bar, or maybe above this red bar, depending on your risk tolerance. I would go for this red bar because it looks like a W edge. Now this is for a day trader. Now for a swing trader and a trend trader, on the daily chart we see a different picture. If we have this close red and doesn't break even for the day, we want Alibaba to go to end red for the day. I don't care if it's 10 cents, 50 cents, $2. As long as it doesn't break even or close higher. Okay? And if that happens, this short is still good. It's still as strong. However, still a good short. It's a strong short. However, based on where it closes today, and I believe it's going to close on a downward note. So based on where it closes today, we can see further movement come into tomorrow. Excuse me, not tomorrow, come into next week. For example, if we close on the down low today on Alibaba, we can see and expect for it to drop sharply next week. If it closes higher and breaks even from where it closed today, you see this is pretty much, this is its open right here, right? So if it closes at 109.59 or higher, pretty much it could bounce around sideways or even go higher. So since we're short, we're hoping this short holds and it will continue deteriorating further. Now, for my stop order, which is a penny above the high of the day, I could place my stop right here and just say, well, if it hits this mark, chances are it's going to close positive today. But I'm not going to do that. I'll play around and I'll trade it based on my trading strategies and tactics. As I feel more confident as it's continuing to go lower, then I will adjust my stop. However, I'm going to keep my stop where it is right now and trail down my stop as I see fit. Because last thing I want is it to maybe tick up to 109.50, let's say, right? And if I place my stop right here, by the way, tick up to 109.50, then trail back down. I don't want to get stopped out. Okay, so that's why I'm taking extra precaution and entering a stop order where I believe it will not hit. I'll pause it here, provide you guys another update soon. Traders, 12:33 in the afternoon, December 5th, 2014. Real quick, I'm just want to show you another update with Alibaba. You see how it's trading within this range. This high at this candlestick is 108.96. We'll see if it could break that right there. It's at 10. It went as high as 108.93. It's right now 108.84 by 108.88. Breaks through this candlestick right here. It could head higher and even trail up here and possibly stop out the individuals at this resistance level as well. But we'll see what happens moving forward. Right now it's at 89, 89.99. I honestly believe it's still a short, could trade sideways. That's why my stop order is a penny above today's high. I believe it'll continue going further down moving forward. Regardless of what the market does, it just, to me, looking at a daily, this right here, this downtrend looks very strong, and I can't argue with the longer term trend when I'm looking at a 1 minute, or even the 10-minute trend, right? Because look, the 1 minute trend, if we go to today, still over here, right? This is resistance. Let me put up the resistance. I'll put up a guideline over here, show you what that looks like. Okay, and I'll bring this down to the support level. So this is what it looks like. It's been trading in this range for quite a while, and I do not think it will break through this high. I believe this is its high. It's just going to trade around. I'll pause it here and provide you an update in a couple minutes. We'll see what it does then. Traders, 12:38 in the afternoon, December 5th. As you can see, this is what I meant by its trading range. Let me just zoom in closer because it seems like it went a little lower. There you go. All right, so you see how it went up to it and trailed right back down. It's in its trading range. And you see how choppy it is. See that? It's all choppy. Look, it tried, and again resistance was formed. And I told you, look at the longer term trend. Remember, if I look at the shorter term trend, and this is what you learn at World Trading Institute, if I look at the shorter term trend, well, that broke through, right? And even if I do that on the 1 minute, look at this bar. You see this downward trend? It's broken. It says it should go higher, but it's between these trading ranges that we need to follow, right? But now when we look at a longer term trend, like a daily, you see this trend downwards? Okay, you see this doji right here? You see this gap play right here? A lot of things stating that Alibaba wants to go down. Alright, I'll pause it here, provide you guys another update soon. Traders, Zelman here, 1 p.m. in the afternoon. Time to get out of Zillow at market. Let's get out of Zillow over here. Try to get out at 120.40. So see if we can get out at 120.40. The reason why we're getting out is because Zillow exploded throughout the day today. Got some prints, okay? So exploded today. And the looks of it, that it will continue going down prior to it going higher coming Monday. So I want to get out of position right now. I'll pause it here, provide you guys another update soon. Traders, real quick, wanted to give you another update. 21 December 5th, 2014. Alibaba just broke through its support level on the 1 minute. Let's take a look what it does in the 10 minute. Still looking good for us. This is the beginning of this candlestick, so I expect it to go lower. I'll pause here, provide you guys another update. Traders, take a look how Zillow is deteriorating. It's 1:21 in the afternoon, December 5th, and Zillow is deteriorating here, as you can see. We got out for Zillow at 120.41. We made about 7 points on this. We only had 100 shares because we were risking about $340, $330 on the trade. Picked up 100 shares, made $700. So originally we lost 300 on JetBlue. We lost 100 on Baba. We're short Baba now, so we're down 400 on those two trades and just made 700 on Zillow. So now we're up 300 after losing 400 because we made a total of 700 on Zillow. So we're up 300 and we still have Alibaba short. We'll see what happens moving forward. It looks like the Dow seems like it's turning around. Couldn't break through 18,000 today. The high was 17,9991. So it looks like the Dow is gonna drop a little bit. The next support level for the Dow is right here, well, just a little bit lower, I would say right here. We'll see what happens moving forward. I'll pause here, provide you guys another update real soon. Traders, 3:28 in the afternoon. Take a look at Alibaba dropping really hard at 107.81. Finally trading sideways, stagnating throughout the day. Then it finally drops. Okay, so it finally dropped like 50 cents. It's better than 10 cents movements upwards and downwards, all this choppy crap. So now it's looking like it's heading our direction. Good call. Flipped the order. Went from long to short. Traded correctly. Had not had this section scare me away and think it was a buy because I knew where resistance was, and regardless if the market was nearing 18,000, I still believed in my trade because I knew once it hit that price and stopped me out on my long, it was going the other direction. Right now, this is what Zillow looks like. Remember, we got out at the high of the day right here. This is Zillow. Pretty much got out here, trailed back down right here. It's at 118.85. We got out 120 and some change. For Netflix, I'm looking over here. This is a huge, right, let me just put a trend line. Well, it's on the trend line, but look at this. This is what I'm looking at right here. This is a bear flag. This is, hold on. See, this is a huge downtrend, right? This is support right here. Now, let me see if I'm able to. I'm new with this scenario, this tool in general. So this right here is considered a bear flag, okay? However, this section, you see this uptrend right here? I mean, this downtrend, I apologize, this downtrend right here? You see this right here? If it breaks through this downtrend, forms a candlestick bar up higher, then chances are this bear flag has failed. So this is what we're looking at right now. You see this trend line that was broken? However, there's also support, a resistance level we need to pay attention to and see if this is a flawed trade. Like what happened with Alibaba earlier, a lot of people thought it was going down with it. All right. So what we have here, this scenario, and I'm just going to put it right here, like this. This is its support level, and I apologize, it'll disappear when I stop this recording. But this is its support level right here. So, I mean, excuse me, resistance level right here. Even though this uptrend, this downtrend was broken and it's stating that it's a further uptrend, this bear flag's in effect until this resistance is broken. Okay, you see this red bar until. However, if it is not broken, it's still a short. And this uptrend, this downtrend that was broken was fake. Okay, and that's what happened earlier. You see right here with Alibaba, they couldn't break through this one. And I stated this earlier in the video, they couldn't break through this resistance, and look what happened moving forward. I'll pause it here. Well, actually, let me just get out of this right now. There you go. Get back to live market action. That's what it looks like. I'll pause it right here, and I'll provide you guys an update soon. Remember, this tutorial is brought to you by WorldTradingInstitute.com. And before the close, we might try to get into Netflix. We'll see what happens. Traders, 5:19 in the evening, December 5th, 2014. Just a final wrap up. As you can see, Netflix closed up, pretty much broke even for the day, up 43 cents for the day, up a tenth of a percent. So it looks like Netflix has held the support. This bear flag doesn't look like it's gonna pull through, at least not for this moment. If it gaps down Monday morning, that's a different story. Okay, now let's take a look at Zillow. Remember, we got out from at the top right here and trailed down sideways. The reason why I did that and got out of position because it went up real quick, right? It went up real fast. I expected a bounce over here after this point and go back down maybe around this area. Should have been gone down somewhere around this time frame, but it went up. So I saw that. I took into consideration like, hey, it's just going up. Let me get out here because it's going to tank. As soon as I got out, it started dropping, right? Could it go higher? Yes, I believe so. I believe the chart showing a strong up signal. However, it might just trade sideways a little further before it continues to go up. Let's go into Alibaba real quick. I was short. Remember, we were long. We flipped our order, took a $100 loss, and went short. We lost $300 in JetBlue on the beginning. Remember, we got stopped out at JetBlue. Let's see how that's faring. Okay, so this is JetBlue right now at 15.19. So let's look at the daily chart. So that's where it is. We got stopped out somewhere around right here, okay, or something of that nature. Stopped this out, and this is what it's done. But we're not upset. We took a $300 loss in JetBlue. We took a $100 loss in Alibaba. However, we made $700 on Zillow. So we're up $300. Now, for Alibaba, we are short and we are in the money on Alibaba. Remember, we actually shorted Alibaba at 108.92. Well, we put in our sell stop order in at 108.79, and we actually got filled short at 108.92. However, right now, our stop order is at 110.36, and right now it's at 107.82, so we're up about a point on this short. I'll pause it here and provide you guys another update. I guess coming Monday, following trading day, sometime throughout the trading day. It might be a nice long for Netflix coming in Monday, but we'll see. It's a little too early to tell. I'll start the recording then. Have a good weekend, traders, and I'll post another update soon. Traders, good morning. Zelman here. It's December 8, 2014 at 9:46 in the morning. Seems like I was having problems recording this morning for some reason. Every time I push the record button, it would stop recording. Anyhow, we're back. And like I said, it's 9:46 in the morning. Alibaba dropped at the open and dropped as much as low as 105.14 and closed at around 107.80. So almost a 2.5 point drop, but it's trailing back right now. It's at 107.30. I believe it will continue declining after this up bounce move. Just waiting for it to follow this up bounce move. Remember, our stop order for Alibaba stays the same. It's at 110.36, and we're not changing our stop. just yet. Remember, we got insured at 108.92. Okay, so I'll pause it here, provide you guys another update. Remember, this tutorial is brought to you by WorldTradingInstitute.com. All courses on WorldTradingInstitute.com are available right now. There's monthly live trading courses that are 2 weeks long, 70 hours. That educates individuals like yourself live in real time. I actually execute orders, execute transactions, and show you how to make money in the market. So go to WorldTradingInstitute.com and review one of our upcoming courses. Traders, 10:32 in the morning, December 8, 2014. We got an M wedge. We got an M wedge being formed and a bear flag. Let me see if I can show you guys that. Let's go into the trend line first. So let me show you what this bear flag is looking like. Okay, that's a bear flag. And you see this M right here? That's an M wedge. Usually, an M wedge consists of when the market goes up, it then forms an M wedge, shape of M. The higher top. The first top is usually higher than the second top. Okay, so this is the first top, and that's the second top. However, since it was not an uptrend and then formed an M wedge, some will argue and say it's not an M wedge, but I believe it is because it went up in the morning, even though it gapped down lower, but the very first was an up move, created an M wedge close to a bear flag. Well, this is also considered a bear flag, and we'll see. We'll look at the MAC histogram over here, see what it does here. You see how this was a high point, this was the lowest. Well, this was the most lowest negative up to here, and then they had another one just below that, and then one pretty much went above it right here, and this one looks like it's below all four of these, right? So that looks good for us on the MAC histogram. I'll pause it here. Oh, look at this. You see, could have got in just working, but it's okay. This is along over here at Zillow. Maybe it'll capture it. Maybe it'll make another bounce. Remember, we got out at the high over here, so we really don't want to jump back in unless it's at a great price. But it does look like it's going higher, but maybe I could capture it at about 116 going long. It pretty much doesn't look like the case right now. I'll pause it here, provide you guys another update. Alibaba right now looking good on our short. Zillow, we got out at its highs on Friday. We made about 7 points on this. Could go lower. There's no reason to try to jump back in. On the daily chart, looks really good. But on the 10-minute chart, we're unsure. I'll pause it here, provide you guys another update soon. Traders, 11:25 in the morning, December 8th, 2014. Take a look at Alibaba. You see this bear flag. You see how it broke right above it. But we still got to see. We see here the resistance. Remember, it's not going higher unless it closes above that resistance level. Pay attention. The bottom line is the support level. Breaks through, it's going lower. However, since it broke this downtrend and shows that it's trying to hold a new trend and forming support is irrelevant. The reason why we have this resistance level right above it. What's relevant if it breaks through that resistance level and the bar closes above this resistance level. Same thing like if the bar breaks through this support level and it closes underneath this support level. I'll pause it here, provide you guys another update real soon. JetBlue up 49 cents right now. Zillow's at its highs of the day. So we'll see if it trails back down. It does still look like a long. This is where we pretty much got out. No one's chasing here. Does look like it can head higher. But I'll pause it here and we'll see what happens coming in the near future. Traders, it's 11:34 in the morning, December 8, 2014. I broke through right here, maybe last 5 minutes or so. Broke through right here. You see it pop, explode above this bar. Now, I'm a little skeptical when I see a MAC histogram turn over like this and it breaks through this downtrend right here and breaks through the support level. But with the MAC histogram, when it was down so much, it then rapidly paces back up, and not seeing a new high for this day makes me wonder if a resistance is around here somewhere. Now, it could go higher, yes, but remember, we're looking at the long-term trend. This bear flag is a short-term trend. This is throughout the day. This is what day traders will long. Come at this point, whoever longed here, yeah, made a profit. But what goes on from this point? It didn't even break through and form a new high for the day as of yet. It can it? It's possibly still can, but the MAC histogram went back positive very fast, and it looks like it'll stabilize around the zero point 0.1 area, then start turning over again, going back down like that. We'll see what happens moving forward. But what I want to do is I just want to increase our stop order. Well, I want to decrease our stop order because we're short. And I want to decrease it to a penny above today's high at 107.41. You know, I originally I would say let's execute out after it's, broken its support trend because I had enough, it made enough of a move for me to go out like Zillow. However, Alibaba's up 2 points right now. Well, it's down 2 points right now in our favor. We made about 2 points or so, maybe a little bit more over here. But 2 points is not enough for me to get out of this position. So what I'm willing to do is place my stop order a penny above today's high and see if it can drop coming down further, maybe at the end of today or hopefully sometime tomorrow into this week. So that's what I'm looking to do. So I don't want to, I don't want to execute out of position because remember, I told you the longer trend is a stronger trend, and this looks good right here. But what this offers at this level can form somewhat of support here. So you have to watch and behave. When you trade, behave disciplined. Don't jump around and say, oh, this is a flip the order, jump, go short, go long. Well, if this, when we got into in this position short, if we made about 5-6 points on this, maybe, yeah, we can get out of position. And the fact that it's 2 points, maybe 2.5 points, uh, I really think it has more room to go. So we're not going to get out of position, but we're placing our stop order a penny above today's high at 107.41. And if it does take us out, worst case scenario, we made about 1.25 points. But if it does go our way, best case scenario, maybe we can capture 7 points or so. I'll pause here, provide you guys an update soon. Look at JetBlue. What a monster. Just when you think it's going to trail back, buyers step in, 1472. The reason why we're not getting into this trade, once you get burned on one stock, stay away, okay? You made money on it, no reason to chase. If it drops down, or you see it stabilize, it's good. You're an idiot if you just short at this level, okay? I mean, excuse me, if you buy it at this level. If you short at this level, I won't be upset, but you shouldn't be shorting this stock to begin with, okay? But buying at this level just doesn't make any sense. When it creates a 52-week high, it makes more sense, but buying it right here really doesn't make sense. Shorting it right here, short term, maybe for the day. There's no way in hell you should hold this stock short going in overnight. Alright? I'm talking about JetBlue. Okay? Maybe throughout the day, like right now, since it's pretty much at its highs and it's facing resistance from a couple of days ago, that could be a good short for today into before 4 o'clock. Anything after 4 o'clock, it closes, you're trying to hold it overnight. I have my fingers crossed for you. Okay, so Let's go into Zillow real quick. Zillow keeps bouncing around. I would love to get into Zillow again. It does look like a long, and we got out yesterday, fine, at the highs over there. But this is a huge reversal play. Now, it could trade sideways, right? And this is why we got out yesterday at its highs, because it could trade sideways, because look how long it traded sideways from this point. Now, you're like, oh, you're comparing. Yeah, I'm an analyst. I compare stuff. That's my job. I look for past performances and I base it on the future prediction based on past performance movements. Okay? That's what traders do. Welcome to my world. Alright? Alright, so we see trading from October 13th, 2014 till October 31st, 2014. 1 month traded sideways, right? Formed this like stable group of shoulders it formed. And now it formed a head right here with a W wedge. Cool, cool, cool. Both buying signals. Came back down. Little M wedge was formed, but the uptrend was broken right here. And let me show you what you learn here at a World Trading Institute. You see, trend broken, right? And for that matter, the resistance over here became somewhat support for Zillow right here, right? So this can be a good real estate play moving forward. It could be a lot of buyers in real estate, right? Look at this, buyers, crying out loud. All right, just trying to show you all the trends. Now, some people that is looking at this and do not understand the lines and whatever I'm doing, that's fine. Take a course with us. I'll teach you this. You become a wizard in trend lines, understanding support, resistance, understanding market movements. Okay? You get a free 6 months one-on-one coaching with me. Can't beat that. All right. So what this is right over here, this is considered a downtrend. Once again, if you guys look at my previous tutorials, stated a few times. What happened was the downtrend was broken, as you see right here at this level, and it created also a support level. And then we found another support level over here, right? So we already found the support and resistance, okay? So we found this whole area, which was 1 month, formed a shoulder, okay? This formed a head and a W wedge, which is pretty nice. Then there was an M wedge formed right here. See this part and then this part, this M wedge. That indicates a lower move, right? However, pay attention. That's why you have to see the longer term move, not what's happening shorter, what looks stronger, right? So what happened is we see a downtrend here, but the downtrend's broken, right? It's showing a longer term uptrend. This downtrend bar became a support level, and at this level it bottomed, and it looks like a new support uptrend was formed. This is pretty much its bottom over here. Now remember the 30-day movements of sideways trading. Now from here on, right here, and let me go into my crosshair so we can get the exact date. From here on, let's say from right here, from November 20th, right, till December 20th will be 1 month. We're on December 8th, right? So December 8th. So what is that? 20 days right now. This was 1 month, October 13th till, oh, about the same thing, right? 20 days. So we can see a possible up movement here a day or two, or maybe come in sometime next week. So we should pay attention to this, all right? And this would be a great trade. We got out of position, 7 points. I saw it peaked yesterday, and I got out. It's pretty much where we got out, but this is what you look for. If Zillow does well, real estate can start doing well again, okay? And here we have, you see the resistance again, and I just want to see if I can possibly jump in this at a lower rate, but like every time you see it bounces, creates a support. Now this will be a support. If it goes higher, it's going to create a new high. Same thing, look what's going on with these guys. So, and if you pay attention, for the resistance in Alibaba became support. I don't know what just happened, but something happened. Let me pause it here, and I'll provide updates real soon. Traders, sorry about that. Had a little malfunction with my platform. Had to reorganize my platform because, trying to hide my account number, And the best way for me to do is just to stop it and continue the recording. Alright, so like I was saying, the support became resistance. Well, the resistance became support. So we had resistance right here. Let me go where we left off. We have resistance right here, right? See this bar right here? This created resistance. It broke through, and then it looked like it created support right here, but obviously it failed. This was a red bar, and I wasn't able to get up to that because I had to close the platform down and reopen it. There was, for some reason, I wasn't even able to try to get that chart from that corner from my desktop. So that was really, really strange. However, Alibaba looks like it's going back down, right? Okay, so the other, let me just fix these, put another guideline right here. We needed to break here to go lower. This is the new resistance level right here. Well, we should put resistance where our stop is. That's what we're going to do from now on. Wherever our stop is, that's where the high bar is going to be. Okay? Since we're short. So the high trend line will be where I place my stop. Alright, we'll do that. We'll see how that works. And here we go with Alibaba. Alright, now let's go. I messed up with the trends. You see, when I had to shut down my platform, I wasn't able to save my trend lines and everything, so I lost everything because if I clicked save, this chart would end up in that corner like it did before and screw things up for me. So now I have to make new trends for you guys, and I'll just do it real quick so you guys get an idea. And you have to see what plays out moving forward with everything. And you see this right here? This doji right here. This is a short-term trend. Okay, I'm going to show you as many trends as I can right now. I should just make it all the way so you can see it from point A to point B. Alright, I think that's okay. Do a guideline. Excuse me. Okay, so this is what it looks like right here. I'm going to go in detail right now. This is downtrend's broken, right? This uptrend was just created. This downtrend that was broken created some more support level. This is the whole support. Your stop order should be under here. If it breaks through here, it's crashing. Okay, so that goes for that. Now, got a support level that right here that was, you see, this was support level one time, which was creating resistance based on what I just put right here. This is a resistance level right here. If it breaks through here, it'll go higher. If it doesn't break through here, it'll go lower. Right now, if it's formed a doji for each bar for the day. So doji looks like a short. If it closes here, it could be a possible short unless it gaps up tomorrow. If it doesn't gap up, or if it opens up at the same price or opens up lower, chances are it'll trail down lower. But we still have today's whole day. We have an extra 3 hours and 52 minutes or so before the market close. So this doji right now that's formed right here, and let me see if I can zoom in for you. Okay, give you a better look. Oh, don't pay attention to that one. Let's go across here. Let's see if I can give you a better look. Alright, right here. You see this doji at resistance level? Alright, this is for the day. Each bar represents one day. If this closes here, this can be resistance moving forward. However, remember, take a look at the longer term trend. This is a support level. If it breaks through this pace, it's going lower. If you long this, your stop order should be over here, but that's about 9 points. I wouldn't even take that kind of risk. But if you're short here, your stop order could be above this red bar. Not this yet. I'll take the closest one, the next closer one, which is right here, the second resistance. Okay, so I'll pause it here. We'll see what happens with Zillow. I'll put it back on the 10-minute one day, and we'll see what happens with Zillow moving forward. Okay, so I wanted to jump in every time, but now I see a shady picture, and I'm refusing to jump in. So we'll see what happens. Maybe I could get it at a cheaper price for that matter as well. For JetBlue, it looks like this short for the day. Remember, you don't want to go short JetBlue for a couple of days. If you do go short for like the rest of the afternoon, just because there's a huge move to the upside for the day, about 46 cents, and it looks a little choppy when you look right here for the last couple of days, you could maybe expect to get maybe 20 cents on the down move or so from at this level. So if you get it, if you get out at 15.45 or so, uh, which could happen. Now it's a 20-cent move. It's a quick day trade. But remember, you shouldn't hold this position overnight, just because gas prices and everything of that nature, what's going on. It's holiday season. People are going to be traveling around the world. Um, especially going to warmer climates, etc., etc., etc. Zillow, we'll see what happens moving with Zillow. Remember that we're going to pay attention to these trend lines over here and what shapes up to be over here. We'll base our trade based on what we see over here. Okay, so I'll just put this back on the 10-minute. I'll pause it here, and as you can see, the low of the day for Alibaba is 105.14. Right now it's 105.54, so not too far away. I'll pause it here, and I'm pretty sure we'll see a newer low today on Alibaba before the close. Traders, 12:16 in the afternoon, and look at Alibaba hit a new low just now, forming new lows for the day. All right, moments ago I just provided a recording and I had it record again. Look at JetBlue, looking good, looking strong. There's another 4 minutes left until this time frame bar closes, so we'll see what happens. Same thing. Zillow's about to form a low for the day. It's battling the lows also for the day. We'll see what happens moving forward. Zillow. I like this. Alright, we'll pause it here. I'll provide you guys another update soon. Traders, it looks like the market's headed for a fallout. The Dow's down 63 points and just looks like the market wants to deteriorate. We might see a 100+ point move to the downside moving forward right here. We'll see what happens. Dow's down 63 points. Doesn't look too healthy. I'll pause it here, provide you guys an update soon. I mean, for Baba, it looks really healthy for us. Looks like there's going to be a fallout in Zillow as well. Maybe even JetBlue. Remember I told you about 1540, 1545, 46 you can get out on JetBlue for this quick short. That's what happened. Remember, don't short JetBlue overnight. Okay, this was just poised to go lower since it's a huge up move today, and it was a great time to get out. It did something similar to Zillow. Remember we got out here yesterday, then trailed down at the end of the day, but look what it did the following day. Okay, I mean, look where it's at right now, but you can see whoever was short and placed a stop right here, they got taken out right here, right? So you have to be careful with your shorts. Trade smart. So I can say, don't hold JetBlue overnight if you're short. Longing JetBlue is more feasible. It's plausible. There's a lot of events giving JetBlue a positive up move. And remember, we were trading JetBlue quite a while. I think we started at $11 at one point, right? I think right here we saw this reversal play. We started right here somewhere, I think like 11.15 or something of that nature, and we traded up to around $15. I mean, that's a great up move, okay? So that was good. Obviously, this up move wasn't on this tutorial, it was on the previous tutorial. So watch the prior tutorial to this one to see how we got into JetBlue long. And I'll pause it right here. Looks like the market wants to head further south from where it is right now, down 62 points. Provide you guys another update soon. Traders, 1:20 in the afternoon, December 8, 2014. It looks like Alibaba wants to head lower. Same thing for Zillow. For JetBlue, you see how didn't move much. Will bounce to, like I said, about 1545 or so before it trailed back up. And that's what it did. Be careful with shorting companies that are in the oil and gas play because gas prices are real low and these companies are making extreme rewards, especially these exporting companies. And, anybody that's delivering and uses a lot of gas for their business, they're actually seeing a lot better profits than what they were several months ago and a year ago. But we'll see what happens. And, you shouldn't short JetBlue going into the close. Okay? But take a look at Zillow, take a look at Baba. Zillow looks like it's about to head lower. This is, you know what? You see this trend? Look at this. You see this right here? I don't even want to call this short here because Right now, it could probably trade sideways into tomorrow after tomorrow. Remember, we're talking about this 30-day movement, right? So we got to pay attention. Maybe there's another day or two of sideways trading before it heads upwards. So we won't get into that position. We're short Alibaba and we're just watching JetBlue. But instead of watching JetBlue, let's take a look at what the Dow is doing. Give you an indication. Look at that. New lows for the day. I don't think the Dow or the market's seen this. Well, they've probably seen a drop right here this much, but we'll see. I think this is going to be the sharpest drop, and I would say close to the last month or so today. So we'll see if that happens. Remember, yeah, a couple of days ago there was a downward move, but then the buyer stepped in and came back in. But we'll see what happens moving here. I do think we'll see a red bar for the close larger than the current one that we see right now. I'll pause it here, provide you guys another update. Remember, this tutorial is brought to you by WorldTradingInstitute.com. Feel free to go view our courses. Courses are now 50% off. It's grand opening. The grand opening course, you could choose any course for the year, but you have to reserve your seat today to receive 50% off, and this promotion expires January 1st, 2015. One more hint, if you want to save an extra 10%, coupon code 2015. Additional 10% off, already the 50% off price. Remember, that's 2015 when you're checking out. Enter that coupon. I'll pause it here, provide you guys another update soon. Traders, 1:26 in the afternoon. I know I'm providing pretty rapid updates, but I wanted to tell you why I did not decide to long Zillow. I did not pay attention to this trend line over here. This didn't exist when I was looking at a possible long. Remember, we had this little short-term trend over here, but I was looking at this longer-term trend. However, this is a longer-term trend than this one, right? Even though this reversal play is there, yes, the reversal play can hold. Only time will tell, and it'll tell us if it has time to develop, right? The key number is right here. This should be support levels for anybody that longs. If it breaks through, it's going lower, okay? However, this looks like a good short opportunity and a good long opportunity. It's indecisive. It's in between two trading patterns. We will not long this or short this. We'll let it play out and we'll see where it wants to head moving forward. And maybe not this tutorial, but the following tutorial, we'll maybe get into position on Zillow, regardless if it's long or short. I'll pause it here, provide you guys another update. As you can see, Alibaba trying to form a new low for today. Another real quick update. It's 1:28 in the afternoon, just moments I stopped the recording. However, we're looking at the Dow 10 minute. Just want to post this up. You see it's at the lows of the days. However, let me just show you two support levels that it could bounce off these levels. Now, this ain't perfect, but that's about it. So we'll see if it bounces from these levels or it will continue to tank moving forward. I'll pause it here, provide you guys another update sometime later on throughout the day. Traders, 1:37 in the afternoon, and Alibaba hits a new low. The market is down 100 plus points, down 116 right now. So here comes this triple digit drop as I suspected. For Zillow, let's just take a look. You see still trailing lower. However, we're not getting short into this, even though it may be a great short to get into. But I want to wait it out, see what it does moving forward. Okay, you see this? It's still in that trading range, right? It could close around this price level and even gap up tomorrow and still trade in that price range, or even open tomorrow and still trade in that price range. So we got to be very cautious in our positions, okay? So now let's take a look at JetBlue. Let's just see how they're faring. Let's see, JetBlue's at 50.48. This is what it looks like on the 1 minute. You see that? It's further trail down. Looks like there's a trend. It looks like there's a trend downwards on everything you're looking at right now. Okay, so the Dow's down 115 points right now. Alibaba just hit a new low at 104.60 currently. I'll pause it here, provide you guys another update soon. 1:44 in the afternoon, we can see the Dow actually have a fallout and just drop. I mean, we could see another 70, maybe 90 points lower here. Um, this is pretty interesting. We're short, right? So we'll see what Alibaba has to offer with us while the Dow is tanking. This is looking really healthy for us. Everything's down. I mean, the Russell's down 12 points, the Dow's down 132, Nasdaq's down 51, S&P's down 18. So everything's down right now. Let me just zoom in. Today, well, new lows, right? New lows. I like the way this looks. Let's take a look at the 3-day. Okay, this is the next support level right here. We got to see if it bounces over here. You see how we have a hammer here? People suspecting a bounce because they see support on the market level, right? But if it breaks through, these buyers are getting crushed. So let's wait it out and see. I'll pause it here, provide you guys another update soon. Traders, Zelman here. I want to trail down our stop right now to right here. Okay, so our stop order will be at 105.65. That's our stop order. A penny above this high at 105.64. The reason why I'm doing this is to capture profit. If it goes against us and takes us out once at 105.65, we made about 3 points, or about 3 points and a quarter or so. So that's an additional $600-700 on the 200 share lot. Remember, we got in short at 108.92, and in the beginning we risked 110.36, right? That's where our stop was, at 110.36. So that's about a point and a half. Remember, we risk anywhere from 300 to maximum $350 per trade. So with our stop order placed at 110.36, it's about a point and a half or so. So we can take 200 shares, and that would be about a $300 risk on that trade. Okay, so right now, if we get stopped out at 105.65, we get stopped out over here, we'll make a little bit over 3 points, about 3 and a quarter, but that's an additional $600-700. So remember, we lost in the beginning right away $300 on JetBlue. Took us out 30 cents real quick, 1,000 shares. 8-hour money, we lost $300. Then we're also long Zillow and Alibaba. Alibaba, we flipped our order. We took a $100 loss, so we're down $400. Then we made 7 points on Zillow. We only had 100 shares, so we made $700, which took our $400 loss into a $300 profit. All right. Now, if we get stopped out 105.60, we make about $650, almost $700 or so. So altogether, in total, we made approximately $1,000 trading for the past couple of days. If we do get stopped out of Alibaba at 105.65. However, if it continues going downwards, we make more money. Remember, every point it goes down, every dollar goes down, we make an additional $200. We're capturing an additional $200 for every dollar goes down. Okay, I'll pause it here, provide you guys another update real soon. Traders, 2:04 in the afternoon. Look at the market go down. The Dow's down almost 150 right now. Was down close to about 165 a couple of minutes ago. And now it looks like it's trailing back up. But look at Alibaba battling the lows of the day once again. Zillow's pretty much the lows of the day. Let's take a look at JetBlue. Let's see what JetBlue's doing. JetBlue still trading sideways. You see what I mean about JetBlue? Got to be very careful what you trade, what you short, what you long. Excuse me. Each stock has a different catalyst. The different things move them. Okay. Will JetBlue go lower? It looks like it's forming some type of a downtrend. It's forming, so it could go lower. Maybe it'll go to 14 and some change. But like I said, this is not something you should short overnight. Okay, if you're trading it, fine. Do not hold this position overnight. For the Dow, I would like to see it drop 250 points. Another 100 points would be really nice for me. But it already made its move. Remember, before it was down maybe 50 or 60 points or so. When I was around this range, I said, oh, there could be a market fallout. Look what happened, right? Okay, so this is probably the sharpest drop that Dow had in quite a while. And we'll see. And usually it would recover, right? Well, we have less than 2 hours remaining. I'm not sure if it can recover 150 points. Maybe it can recover 100 points, right? We'll see what happens, but I would like to see another 100-point down move by the end of today. Alibaba looks like it's behaving that it'll continue to go downward for today. But we got to see what the Dow will do. And JetBlue's a little sideways, but it looks like it's forming a little bearish too. So there could be a second round of stocks that haven't drop as well. So we'll see what happens moving forward. I'll pause here, provide you guys another update soon. Traders, 2:10 in the afternoon. Remember this red bar that dropped that dropped below this resistance level? Look what it did. It trailed back up, right? This is indication of possible support because look at the support level over here. It trailed back up above the support level, trying to confirm support. However, I do not think it's a strong support. I think it's a fake to fake a lot of people. The market everywhere is stating a short. There's doesn't look like any supports around here. Okay, whatever the Dow says right now is trying to fool investors into going in long so they can get hurt on their long. See, same thing over here. There's some type of support right here also on the NASDAQ. This is the NASDAQ composite right here. Okay, so I'll keep it on the composite because Alibaba is obviously considered to be part of the NASDAQ composite because it's four symbols or more. So four symbols or more usually follows the NASDAQ, and three symbols or less usually follow the Dow. Well, New York Stock Exchange. But I'll pause it here and we'll see if this support level is false. I believe it is, and we'll see soon. I'll pause it right here, provide you guys update. Traders, 2:31 in the afternoon, December 8th, 2014. Alibaba popped right here, as you can see, so did the market. Okay, let's just go back to 3 days, show you the resistance and the support level. You see this was support, trailed down it twice, but closed above it and formed a green bar. I still think this is a short market. I don't think it's gonna go too much higher. It's probably gonna trail up to this point. Hold on, let me just put some guidelines for you guys. This is the highest it's going to go if it does go here somewhere, right? I think it will trail at no more higher than, I would say, maybe this level before it continues to go down, okay? If it does go higher, which it looks like right now, remember, if this goes higher and stops us out, you know, we made a couple of points anyway, so it really wouldn't make a difference. We made about 3 points or so, you know, then the additional $600-700 on top of the 300, giving us about $1,000 in total profits since we started this tutorial. I'll pause it here, and we'll see what the market has to offer us real soon. Traders, another quick update. It's right now 3 p.m. in the afternoon on the dot. You notice how the Dow trailed up to this resistance level where I stated, well, this is maybe as high, it'll bounce up before it continues lower. Formed resistance right here, upside down hammer, and now it's a little red bar on the 10-minute. Just started really within its first minute right now. But we'll see what it does moving forward. I just wanted to provide you this quick update. I'll start recording real soon. Traders, market's about to close in 10 seconds, well 15 seconds. Think it's time to get out of position. Alibaba, get out of market at 105.13 right here. Just to get out, we're out. And just to be safe, the whole point is to be safe on this trade. It could gap up and stop us out at 105.60, you know, but we got out at 105.13. It's not too shabby. I mean, considering the fact that we did make money. Remember, we got in short at 108.92, so we made close. I'm not saying we did make 4 points, but we made close to 4 points. Okay, just shy on the 4 points. That's about $800. Let's say $750. And remember, we're already up $300 in the previous trades after battling it out in Baba and losing 300 on JetBLU, but we made 7 points or $700 on Zillow, and we just captured $800. So it brings us a total of up $1,100 at the end. At the beginning, we took a $400 loss. We captured 700 on Zillow, and now we just captured an additional $800. I'll stop the tutorial here. Remember, this tutorial is brought to you by worldtradinginstitute.com. There are live courses happening every month. I actually trade and execute orders live right in front of the individuals that take the course with me. And remember, It's 50% off all courses, and this promotion ends January 1st, 2015. If you want an additional 10% off when you check out for the course, when you're at the checkout stage and you're about to choose the course that you would like to, start your education process on learning how to trade the stock market, enter the coupon code 2015 2015. That'll give you an extra 10% off on top of the additional 50% promotional grand opening program that we're offering at worldtradinginstitute.com. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I'll start another tutorial, I guess sometime maybe during trading hours tomorrow.